hijinks.
Yeah. You want to hear about some corporate malfeasance, girl? I know I've only just met you, but let me give you this ledger of every illegal thing I've done.
I wouldn't do this if we didn't meet organically.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, seriously, JK says, Seamus, the undercover dude knew his audience perfectly, that being the tweet. He played directly to him because he knew he could while mocking him at the same time. It was actually brilliant improv, in my opinion. I don't think that guy knew it was Veritas.
I don't know. That's hard
Dude,
to
the
tell.
whole exchange
Veritas.
is so bizarre because it's like, it's so hysterical. It
He
seems
seemed a little dry.
contrived.
He seemed tipsy.
Yeah.
So maybe, I mean, I don't know.
Neo Reaper says, instead of punked, you get O'Keefed. Seamus, get on it.
Oh my gosh. It's like, actually, you weren't on a date. You confessed to criminal activity. And they're like, ah, you got him. Dude. Also,
Dude,
but
there's
I'm
so many
serious, like,
good ones. Write them down.
with this guy, like, I'm still stuck on, what is this project? Burritos. Like, that's
I love
something,
it
that's
so much.
something someone in a fake mustache says.
Yeah.
Funny.
Fake I know.
Well, that was the gay one. He could have had a fake mustache.
Yeah.
They all do. Even like the beautiful women are wearing fake
Just fake.
mustaches. They're like,
With
I don't
the
know.
glasses with the big nose. Wait a second.
No, like the glasses with just like a giant camera protruding from the front of them.
Aldo says O'Keefe sends 100s. The entire bar was O'Keefe. Oh, he sends hundreds. The entire bar was O'Keefe.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, they'd be
They're all
he
cardboard
kills
cutouts and they fall over.
Like I said,
Dude,
the
they
whole
could
bar
be
is
that.
cardboard.
Yeah, the whole thing
Dude, he
falls
could
over.
literally put a cardboard cutout on a remote control car that had a camera attached to it, and these people would spill their secrets to it if it
All
followed
right,
them around long
I'll
enough.
tell you. Yeah.
So hold on. So the guy who gets stung by Veritas on his, he's dating a girl, and then he pulls the wig off. It's O'Keefe, and he's like, it's too late. You've said everything. He becomes paranoid. So then he goes to work, and then someone at the office is talking to him, and he's like, I admitted to everything. And then all of a sudden he's like, wait a minute. And then he pulls the wig off, and it's James again.
Yep.
Starts freaking out. So then he goes to therapy, and he's
no.
sitting on the bed, and the therapist is like, tell me what it's like at your job. And he's like, well, what's been happening is, wait a minute. No, it can't be. And then he pulls the wig off, and the therapist is James O'Keefe.
Yep.
No, but the solution or the resolution is the entire world is turned against him. But fortunately, they're all James O'Keefe, so he's like, well, this guy didn't like me anyway.
Yeah. All right, we'll grab some more. A lot of people pointing out the other Veritas video. Charles Fritz says, date videos allow the whistleblower to feign outrage and keep their jobs. Get Christian Westbrook from Ice Age Farmer on the show, please. That sounds cool.
Watch out for a second. I have to heal.
Charles Bloomer says, this is for Shim cartoon skit. For you, sir, a commercial for Justin Trudeau charcoal facial mask.
It's hilarious.
That's a good one.
Oh my goodness.
And then it ends with being like, and coming soon, the Ralph Northam,
Oh my gosh.
Dark.
Northam bed sheets or
Little blankets.
Yeah. What are they called? Die-cut bed sheets. Pims the Great says, sent this yesterday before YouTube deleted everything. Just closed on 9.5 acres for my homestead Monday, but wanted to ask your opinion on BlackRock owning 75% of Ancestry.com. Scared that they now have access to people's DNA. Yes, they do.
Is Ancestry DNA?
I'm pretty sure Ancestry
Because
is
I had
DNA.
Ancestry for a while, and it's just like.
But you
but you still have ancestry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
technically.
23andMe is the
Yeah.
you send your blood or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
never
like-
did that.
I
I was
did
like,
not
I
do
just,
that.
oh my
They
goodness. you gave-
they send you a small knife in a package,
well, no,
and
you
you slice your
swab.
palm and then
You
squeeze.
Yeah.
They don't do
and
that.
then a
And
guy
you say,
there
"For
does
the
blood
ancestors."
brothers with
Yeah.
you and does rituals with your
Yes.
blood.
True,
It's
yeah.
terrifying.
You actually just like swab your cheek or something.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was funny that in movies they'll take when it's like the ritual calls for blood, and they're like, let me slice my entire palm open instead
you
of
do
like
that?
poking my arm.
Prick your finger. Jeez,
Yeah, it's like how much blood did you
They're
need?
just trying to show that they're
You
hardcore. Tim.
slice my, and then their hand is like fine, or they'll just wrap it, and it's
Yeah.
like, bro, you're not gonna be able to like, it's gonna hurt.
They're like,
a
we
lot.
need blood. Let me cut my arm off. All right.
Hey, take it easy, Spray.
Let me slit this way.
Let me deglove my
Artery,
hand. You're
yeah.
like, what?
PRCE5 says, I'm picturing James O'Keefe as Willem Dafoe in Boondock Saints at the end. Yeah, that was a
Pretty
good
great
one.
reference.
Yo, James, we've got so many funny skits.
They
that we're
say,
gonna,
when are you thinking?
As soon as humanly possible.
yeah, as soon as humanly possible. We could easily do this. All we need is a wig.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be really funny. All right.
Beautiful lady.
We'll figure it out. We don't have a
I mean, we
skit
could also,
channel or
we
anything,
could,
but
I mean,
we'll-
look, if we
we'll
did
put
it with
on the
O'Keefe,
vlog.
we could also, we could also literally, I could do a cartoon of it. We could just like, if he's interested, send his voice and just
That'd
like,
be
yeah,
good too.
draft it
Yeah.
up.
But there's like so many.
I know.
Well, we're gonna do 50 of them then.
All right. No, but I would love to do a physical.
That would also be hilarious.
Just with him, yeah.
Yeah, it would be hilarious. We can also do the someone.
yeah, no, your idea is fine too, Seamus.
No,
yeah.
for the people who didn't listen to this episode, if I was watching a sketch and you know it's a James O'Keefe sketch, and then the reveal is it's actually James O'Keefe, like I would pop huge for that.
It's like a 5'3" like skinny blonde chick.
Right.
She's like, tell me more about your job. Wow. Have you done anything bad?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah,
I'm
yeah. Here's what
bad
I did. And then, wait a minute. 6 foot
Slowly,
tall.
yeah.
It's like,
oh, yeah,
That
slowly
part.
rising.
You've ever done anything bad? Yeah, here's the documents. But can you Xerox that for me?
I do have a portable scanner right here. It's like sliding the
At my
papers in.
copy machine.
I knew bringing this scanner on all these dates would finally pay off.
All right. Derek says your possible skit is a remake of You Got Mail. I don't know what that one is.
Is that a Tom Hanks?
Also, which possible skit? Because we got like 50 of these.
I know, so good. And the Jordan Peterson weight loss program,
Oh, that's right. That has to be done as well. I think you
Yeah.
could play Peterson.
where he just
I do little cartoons.
he
about
tells
it,
everyone
but-
to only eat meat.
Right.
Perfect.
have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Embody the archetypal hero. Stop eating.
Stop eating
Stop with
lobsters.
all the food.
His weight loss app is called The Hero's Journey.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. I would download
That's
that.
actually a good name.
That's a
idea.
good
Yeah,
name
that's
for one.
right.
I know.
Maybe.
Write it down.
It'd be funny if,
Walk
like, in a
fast.
week, Jordan's got a new book called The Hero's Journey, and it's like a weight loss plan.
I love it.
And then you're like, I came up with that. And he's like, prove it.
Yeah. Dang
You're
it.
not beautiful. Oh, come on, Peterson. Stop shaming me.
Come on, man.
All right. Xbox Hog says, almost died today by turning off the main breaker of my soaking wet circuit breaker box. Did
Don't
not get
do
electrocuted,
that.
but I was really dumb.
Don't do that.
Yikes. Summer Andre says, Abby Johnson is a great person for perspective. She used to
know.
run a Planned Parenthood until she had to assist in one and watched the baby fight against the tools.
I know.
Stu Peters has a great interview with her. Wow.
I want to get her on.
Crazy.
Can you stop for a second?
Blades Will Bleed says, every miscarriage will be treated as a possible homicide. Is the fear being expressed by saying making miscarriage illegal? Not expressly
that's
illegal, but effectively if they're all treated as a crime.
That's not how it was in any state where abortion was illegal prior to Roe v. Wade. It's not as if women had miscarriages and then the police showed up to their house to investigate. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I also suppose it depends on the...
So you would be against that if someone did
Well, you
try
can't like
that.
investigate people for miscarriages.
Right.
No, yeah.
Well, you could. What if a woman's 8 months pregnant and the baby...
So if you have something, if there's like a dumpster baby, like a dead child found in a dumpster or something like that, yeah, you'd have to investigate because that's insane. But
Yeah.
But I actually, maybe I don't know if can you have a miscarriage at eight months?
I think it's much less likely than earlier in the
I think it would be called something different at that point.
I think it's still a miscarriage at that point.
I think
I gotta look it up.
Yeah. Yeah. So the issue at play with the argument is typically the left is arguing like if the baby's dead, then you need to abort.
That's not
Like
abortion.
it's the removal of the. Well, the CDC says the termination of a pregnancy with a not live birth.
Yeah. So.
If that's the idea they're trying to convey, I'm trying to steelman their approach. My
Right.
response is then put that in the law. Then make it clarify that the life of the baby must be preserved at all costs.
Yeah.
Also, they just
But the
make
issue
things
is,
up.
right. But
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
issue is, despite Matt the other day arguing repeatedly that it's for the health of the mother, he also said when pressed, well, the woman can get an abortion electively. It's her choice.
Also, there is no single piece of proposed pro-life legislation, and there is no pro-life advocacy group or any group that has ever said we need to make it illegal to remove a miscarried baby
Right.
if necessary.
You got to keep it forever.
It's ridiculous.
It's gotta
No one
stay in.
says that.
It's
It's
gotta
an
stay
insane.
forever.
Yeah. So miscarriage after 24 weeks is called a stillbirth.
Stillbirth.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
correct.
yeah.
You're correct.
That's what I
Oh,
thought.
you are right. You were. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was something else.
Yeah,
It's-
it is
it's-
something else.
It's a
Yeah.
stillbirth.
It's not a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Good point.
So in which case, yeah, miscarriage wouldn't be investigated.
Right.
No. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that like miscarriage is pre-viability.
I have been shocked by the number of people who are like, well, then are miscarriages abortions? I'm like,
No.
It's a horrible, sad thing.
Not
that
legal.
just
Yeah.
happens.
Not legally. So the important question.
Spontaneous abortion is sometimes a medical term people use. Yeah, but that's not.
What I mean is, I want to make sure we're addressing their idea and not using words that they use.
Right. Well, the removal of of an unfortunately miscarried baby is called a D&C, dilation and carriage, which is removing an unfortunate
Right.
soul crushing.
If the pregnancy has already been terminated
right.
due to
That's not an abortion.
miscarriage or stillbirth, then abortion is the termination of the pregnancy that doesn't result in live birth or pregnancy.
not to start more heated abortion stuff. I'm just gonna disappear.
You're about to.
get,
No?
Yeah,
We'll just
go
go
get
inside.
more expensive whiskey. What's her life stance? Genuinely, this is not a gotcha thing. When on the argument where it's abortions are still going to happen, but not safe and legally. So, a kid who is raped and his parents are going to disown them, or like some of these. I have friends who were. I've been in relationships with women who were raped and they were afraid to tell their parents because that was just the dynamic where they would have been shamed or whatever. So people who have to then sneak off to get less safe abortion. So the argument essentially saying that, they're still going to happen, but it's just not going to be as safe if you don't have access. Is there sort of like we can do this solution from the pro-life stance on that?
No, that's a really good question. So basically, there's a few points. So there's the point about people are going to break this law. So what do you have to say about that? And then there's this question of whether there are going to be unsafe procedures if abortion isn't illegal. I think for the first question, I would say anytime we implement any kind of legislation to try to help people or save lives, some people are going to break the law. I don't think that's a good reason not to pass the law. So I know in Texas, even it's difficult to have perfect metrics on this, but we've seen something like a 66% decline in the number of abortions that have happened there. And when it comes to the back alley abortion narrative, this is a mostly mythical idea that's been sold to the American public that prior to Roe v. Wade, because abortion was illegal, you just had thousands of women dying in these risky procedures. Yeah. Bernard Nathanson was an abortion doctor who was, I believe, the founder of an organization called NARAL. Right. And he admitted after he defected from the pro-choice movement that all of the numbers they produced for the number of women who died in back alley abortion procedures were completely fabricated. The media printed them. It wasn't true. So in 1933, there were about 2,700 recorded deaths from abortions and miscarriages together in the entire country. By the time you get to 1945, that number is under 900. And then by 1972, there were 63. And 38% of them happened in states where abortion was legal. The reason is that as penicillin has become more widely available, fewer women die from abortions and miscarriages. Yeah, antibiotics have become more widely available. So it's not
penicillin's like the Ben and Jerry of the abortion complex.
Well, penicillin's mostly like not even in use, I'm pretty sure.
Fair, but antibiotics, generally speaking, yeah. So it was an issue of people not having access to antibiotics. And again, before abortion was illegal, 38% of the deaths from abortion were taking place in states where abortion was legal.
How do you deal with any other illegal medical procedure? I mean, they happen. It's not like, we don't see people going out and being like, people are illegally selling body parts.
Yeah, I think even Rogan was talking about that, about how there might be more, they call it like medical tourism, where people kind of crossing state lines, and it's going to go state by state to find it.
What was really interesting to me learning the numbers about abortion was what a huge percentage of it is completely just because ladies I don't feel like being pregnant. In fact, Abby Johnson was just talking about a lady who aborted her 16-week-old fetus because she wanted a summer body. Wow. Unbelievable.
Let's read some more. We got...
I hate it so much.
Brony Ninja says, "Hey, Chicago boys, I'll be in Chicago/Schaumburg in 2 weeks for a Winnie City PonyCon. I've been recommended Giordano's and Lou Malnati's for pizza. Any other places that'd be cool to check out while there?" Let's see. We have a bunch of Giordano's actually here in the freezer. It is delicious. I love it. I don't eat the crust, though. Just the cheese. Lou Malnati's is also extremely good, and they're both good in different ways. Now, you want to know the secret? You got to go down to Archer Avenue on the south side of Chicago, and you got to go to one of two places, or both. There's Villa Rosa on Archer near Central. I can't remember. Maybe it's on like Latrobe or something. And then there's Danny's Pizza, which is like, maybe that's Latrobe. They're both on Archer. So if you look by Midway Airport, and those are the pizza places that all of my friends and we grew up eating. And that's like the real Chicago pizza. You go to Giordano's and Lou Malnati's, you get the tourist pizza. If you want to get the real square cut, semi-thick crust with thick cheese on it, you go to those places.
That's how I feel about the Philly cheesesteak thing, where they're like, Gino, like the two main ones are not good. And it's just everything in the surrounding area is very good.
All right, let's grab, we'll try and grab a couple more because we went a little over. Christopher Macy says, Tim, you said people can't grow their own food to feed themselves in cities. Please check out my page on TikTok at Rebuilding Life Gardens 1. This is not true. There are urban gardens that I know about. Places like Detroit, they've created urban gardens. And there's also balcony and rooftop gardens. So I'm sure, I could be wrong, but I wonder if you'd have the acreage to sustain a population of a city. I don't, it's just not possible. You know, so I think if you look at the amount of available arable land in a city versus how many people live there, you'd have to drop it down by 99%. I mean, you can grow some food, right? But I don't think you could it's impossible to sustain yourself. You know, we've got, I think now with the babies, maybe like 40 chickens. And I'm like, it's great. Every 3 years, you get to eat one when they stop laying. I suppose you can eat it once it's fully grown by like, if you're doing broiler hens or something. Maybe you'll eat the roosters.
Or if it upsets you.
But
or if it's just out of line.
Or if someone it loves upsets you.
But if they're laying eggs, we don't want to eat them. And then they lay for like 3 years. So, but if you have the proper cycle going, you'll always have a couple chickens. But you got to understand, guys, 1 chicken gets you 2 wings. Technically, you got the flats and the drums, so maybe 4. But when you go to a restaurant and you're like, I'm gonna get 12 wings in buffalo sauce. 12. How many chickens? 3 to 6 chickens, depending on if you get flats.
Well, Tim, I hope modern science is working like that.
Yep.
We can have chickens with 12 wings. Besides, why not?
Man, old Jamie would have gone on an hour-long vegan tirade. So you're
right.
welcome, Super Chat.
Theo C says, I am become James O'Keefe, destroyer of tweeps.
Tweeps, bro.
Gundam Wing says, I've heard a lot about women's rights and talk about babies when it comes to abortion. What about the father's rights? It takes 2 to make a baby, but I haven't seen anyone talking about the father's rights. Should women get abortions against the father's wishes? Well, the pro-choice guy, I guess, said men have no choice. So I think he's anti-choice. So I don't know. I think, there's got to be responsibility involved. And there's a serious question about the father's rights, but it's not the father carrying the baby, which is, it is the legal question of the rights in question. So when it came to the Supreme Court decisions, they're like, well, there's the woman, but then there's the baby, and they're both in the same space. The father's not in that space. So I don't know how that would work. But I think we need cultural solutions. I think our culture needs to decide, what we will and will not accept. There are certain things you can't do. There are certain things you can.
Yeah, I mean, it's the woman's body. Because I was trying to think about it, because I'm really going to meditate on a lot of the things you guys said, because it's stuff I legitimately never thought about. When you told the story about the baby who was coming out, like, I gasped because I never heard those stories before. And so I was trying to think about it, but especially, I mean, if you make it equal, I mean, it is the woman's body. It's the government. It's a woman's body. And if you're in an abusive relationship, if, there's so many dicey situations where if it was equal, like, it's not equal. It is in one of our bodies.
It's not ever going to be equal.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Because women carry babies and men don't.
Yeah, period.
But now
Men should
there's
be
a
responsible
viral. Maybe we should talk about. There are these viral posts going around of men breastfeeding. I think we should. Let's talk about that, because we're talking about these rights. So here's what we'll do: head over to timcast.com, become a member. We're going to address the questions of equality on this issue, but there's viral posts going around. I think Libs of TikTok had it, where men are taking hormone pills to induce lactation so they can share the burden with their wives.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have more whiskey.
Have some more. And this is going to be an interesting conversation.
Timcast.com. I didn't need to know. I'm glad.
You're going to know.
I didn't
and I'm
going to
show
know
you
that.
pictures.
Whiskey time.
Yeah. All right. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show if you really do like it. Again, timcast.com. Sign up if you want to support our work. You can follow the show at timcast.rl. We post on Instagram every day clips from the show, and it's been growing like crazy, so we really appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at timcast. Jamie, you want to shout anything out?
Yeah, Instagram at the Jamie Kilstein. You're probably better out there because I preemptively have a lot of you blocked. I'm so sorry. On Twitter from my old days, but my Twitter is at Jamie Kilstein, and the podcast is a F-Ups, but spelled out, guide to the universe, or you can go to jamiekilsteinpodcast.com.
By the way, I can't believe you hypocrites were complaining about the formula shortage, and you don't want men to lactate. It's all about
Maybe that's why.
You so-called. Yeah, exactly.
Such a good one.
Hypocrites. So my name is Seamus. I have a YouTube channel called Freedom Tunes. Please go there, check that out. We are also going to be launching the Freedom Tunes website on May 30th. And if you go to that website, sign up for the mailing list right now. There's a little receptacle there for you to put your email. When we launch, we're going to be archiving all of the cartoons there. And also, we are going to be having a paywall up. So for $5 a month, you'll get 1 extra cartoon per week, and you'll get behind-the-scenes footage, like Tim and I improving the videos we work on together, and
good.
commentaries.
Cool.
That
Those
kind
are
of
even
thing.
more funny.
So
to be
good.
Those
honest.
are those are a lot of
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
The chicken one was one of the
Oh
funniest.
my
Seamus just screaming. People thought it was me screaming.
Well, yes, because that would be appropriate. I mean, that's to be expected from Tim.
It's true, yeah. I just want to say I want to know more about this receptacle where you put your emails for Seamus's site. That
Yes.
sounds terrifying.
So I'm saying go to freedomtunes.com, TOONS,
There you
and
go.
you'll be able to
Perfect.
drop your email address
In
there.
that receptacle. I am definitely going to drink whiskey for this episode
Let's
of the
go.
after show for sure. You guys can follow me on Twitters with the tweets and minds.com at Sour Patch Lids as well as sourpatchlids.com.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll see you over at timcast.com talking about lactating men. Have a nice day.
Ready to get up?
Good enough. Thanks, Ro.
You are welcome.
This is not how it's gonna end.
Weapons over here.
Oh, yeah.
Weapons over here. Who in the hell just shot me? Do you know what that is? I think it needs a look. One of you fine gentlemen will help me while I'm healed. Oh shit! Just get up, get up!
One of you people come and get me, please?